This child was born a billionaire. His cradle was made of solid gold, encrusted with diamonds or banknotes. Even his pacifier was made of solid gold. The boy's name was Riche. His father was the richest man in the world. His private jet was worth $1 billion. As the only child in the family, Riche was the apple of his father's eye. One day, even though his father was busy working, he still made time to play baseball with Riche. So his father built a baseball field in the backyard and hired a famous star player to be his coach. Despite his immense wealth, he still felt restless. One day, Riche attended a ribbon-cutting ceremony for a company, but while giving a speech, he happened to see some children from the slums playing baseball, so he wanted to join them, but his butler stopped him. It was then that Riche realized he didn't even have a single friend to play with. He invited a few classmates over to his house, but they were all busy acquiring companies. This made Riche feel very lonely. The next day, he politely declined the president's invitation and returned to the slums. He decided to befriend these 4 poor children, but they looked down on Riche. Yet Riche didn't get angry. Instead, he caught the girl's attention with a few friendly jokes. The girl immediately challenged Riche to a baseball game. The game was over almost as soon as it began. Riche hit a home run and won right away. Then the girl told Riche to get lost. Riche didn't say a word. He just turned and walked away. The next day, the whole family was going to celebrate the Queen of England's birthday. Father could tell Riche wasn't happy, so mother decided to let Riche stay home. But as soon as he got back, he saw 4 kids from the slums. Father invited them over to visit. But as soon as they arrived at Riche's house, they immediately fell in love with the life of the rich. A McDonald's right in the house. The backyard was big enough to race go-karts in, and they could even ride jet skis on the pond. These were just a small fraction of Riche's toys. The children quickly accepted Riche. It was the happiest day of his life. Just then, the butler suddenly delivered some bad news. The private jet carrying his parents had just been in a major accident. Riche rushed back to his room and turned on the family locator, but couldn't pick up his father's signal. And this accident was no accident. It was orchestrated by Riche's uncle. He wanted the entire Riche family to disappear, so he could inherit the massive fortune. Luckily, Riche hadn't boarded the plane, so he narrowly escaped this murder plot. And just like that, Riche became the family's primary heir. What his uncle didn't expect was that although Riche was only 11, his business acumen far surpassed his father's. After just a few meetings, Riche won over all the shareholders. His uncle wasn't ready to give up, so he devised a plan. He framed the butler for stealing the family's money and had him thrown into prison. Then, under the pretext of protecting Riche, he locked him up at home. They also plotted to kill the butler in prison, but all of his uncle's plans were overheard by the doctor in the lab. Upon learning of the plot, the doctor immediately told Riche everything. The most urgent task now was to rescue the butler, but a prison break was out of the question. At that moment, the doctor produced a secret weapon and handed it to Riche, a bottle of specially formulated solution capable of corroding any substance. The next day, the butler in prison received a package from Riche. He thought it was just an ordinary tube of toothpaste, but just as he was about to brush his teeth, his toothbrush dissolved. He picked up the note and realized it contained the corrosive solution. Just then, the hitman sent by Uncle began his attack. However, the butler was a skilled fighter and took the hitman down immediately. He even snatched the hitman's clothes. The escaped butler and Riche went to their friend's house. They originally planned to use the computer to hack into their own home network and use the family hotline to